Okay, and we got it started. Um, so this would be RANCast 6. I'm Mac Anthony on Reddit on there, Anthony Nelson. We've got Roger, Roger David, and we got Mike.
Yeah, I go by Punisher. I'm the one with the paintbrush here.
And David.
I'm known as David Winters on Reddit.
Special cast.
Makes things complicated.
David Star-Lord Winters.
AKA.
How's it going, guys? How you doing?
Going all right. Fucking painting. How about you?
You know what? Forget it. Let's just start.
You people in the.
Oh, you asked. You brought it up.
Wow. Rude.
You immediately backed away from it.
No, wait. Hey, there we go. How you doing, Mike?
I am doing fine. How are you?
Yeah. Anyway, so our segment.
Moving on.
He always starts by checking in how I'm doing, and then we move on.
Anywho,
Mhm.
damn, sucks. Michelle couldn't make it tonight, so we're not gonna have a chick.
Guys' night out. This is the Guys' Night Out cast.
Yeah.
And by
So-
to celebrate our night out, we all stay in.
And with, since we don't have a chick, we also won't have viewers this week. That's basically what that means. So we can just whatever. We can just kind of fuck around.
Anything.
Nobody's watching.
We just go to bed. Let's just go to bed.
Yeah, it's just, whatever. Anyway.
Turning into a really weird porno.
There's a market.
We're just gonna
Get
watch.
out of my brain.
That's all we're gonna do on this one.
How did you know I was thinking that? Anyway, should we just start, or we'll start with the news?
Dive in, Pip. We
Start
always
with the
start with news. You always do news first.
All right. Here's the thing. Shelfies. Shelfies are a thing.
Chelsea?
Shell, as in.
With shells? Like
Like
seashells?
like selfies where you take your
Yeah, I get
picture
that.
of yourself.
Yeah.
But this
On
is
shelves.
like the hipster, the more it's intellectual and pseudo-intellectual. You take a picture of your bookshelf.
Oh.
Oh
People
God.
know what kind of shit you read.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Or
Or you in front of your bookshelf. It's a shelfie. Get it?
What's on your shelves? What do you have on your shelves?
I don't have any of my shit. All my shit is at my ex's. So.
This is terrible.
I've been trying to get rid of books. Like I can't get rid of them fast enough.
Right now I have 2 books that Mike gave me, actually.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to get rid of them.
Offloading garbage.
And I have some graphic novels over there. Yeah, I have like I Kill Giants and Saga.
What kind of stuff normally shows up in these shelfies? Is it classic literature or?
Just whatever, dude. Just whatever. Just whatever you're into.
Well,
Just be there. It's whatever's already on your shelf, you know?
if it's
Like-
people that are trying to like show off their writing, just go to like a college bookstore and then like look at like a 3,000 level like lit class and just whatever is being recommended. That's what's on the shelf. You know, and
Yeah.
I can't even
Or you
imagine
could
what it would
go to
be.
like a store, take a shelfie, and pretend like, you're that sort you read a lot.
paranormal romance.
Yeah.
Paranormal romance.
man.
the worst thing is I can think of a time in my life where that would have like actually meant something to me. You know, like I would have been stoked at someone's books, and now I just really.
What, you wouldn't be stoked at someone's books?
Are you against books?
I love books. Here's the thing, though. A while back, when reading a lot of literature, I made a rule for myself that I would no longer read books that were about a professor or a writer if it's a male author, and if it's a female author, I won't read anything about a sexual reawakening. And that pretty much eliminated 90% of literature.
Hmm.
All right.
And then I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna quit reading. No, I'm just kidding. I enjoy reading. I did do that rule though, and it was kind of shocking in like the literature canon how many books that eliminates.
So that leaves like what, Twilight?
Pretty much. You read like Harry Potter and Twilight.
Wait,
Yeah,
what
that's it,
about
you're done.
Dumbledore? Isn't he a professor?
Oh, see, you can't
Yeah,
even
but
read
it's
Harry Potter. But he's not the main character, you know? As long as it's not about like a professor just like talking about nothing and then just like fucking one or two students and then like his wife getting mad at him,
I
then you're
don't think
pretty
I've
much
read any books that would fit either of those groups.
Well, you're missing out.
Oh, you're missing out, dude. It's good stuff.
You just said not to read them.
According to Mike.
You're right, I did.
Mike
Yeah.
has transcended beyond that already, so you know it's
not on that
it's a
level
stepping
yet.
stone.
I don't know. Don't you guys ever make like arbitrary rules for yourself? Like when you realize that there's way too much of a trend in something, and you're like, well, what happens if I try to avoid this? And then you realize it like there's so many fewer options.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens with art all the time. Don't you ever like look at it and be like, you know what? I'm not looking at paintings with owls anymore. And then suddenly you're at an art show and you're like, there's nothing to look at, you know?
Now what do I do?
I did that where I was like, I'm not going to own a pair of jeans.
Oh, dude.
Any jeans.
No
You
denim?
hate jeans?
Like, what the fuck else are you, you know, like, not going to have pants ever.
Bermuda shorts?
I can't believe as a skinny guy you would try to eliminate jeans. You'd think you'd be stoked for jeans.
Well, I mean, I wear them now, but there was a sort of rebellious youth time where I was like, it was also during my punk phase, so I like wore like those really loud like golf pants that are like plaid and bright colors.
I see.
I was gonna get
Yeah.
parachute pants, but
I can relate to that. It's kind of weird when you open your drawer and it's like your Batman. It's just all jeans. Jeans.
Yeah, right?
Like the only outfit you have.
Yeah, at the time it was like, fuck, everybody has jeans. Why am I gonna buy jeans? And everybody, like, the jeans people have enough money. You know, it's all good. They don't need mine.
So
All right.
rebellious.
Here we go. The British Museum in London, complete with all its exhibits, is to be recreated in Minecraft.
And then the Americans are going to come and destroy it. Wait, what are you-
the French.
This is what they did in the Netherlands or Denmark or something, right? They had a server that was an exact duplicate of their country, right? And a bunch of Americans came on the server and defaced it.
What did they?
Yeah. They put American flags and eagles and stuff everywhere. I mean, it's a cool idea, building things in Minecraft, but you're just setting yourself up for
It's probably my kids.
destruction. Yes.
Yeah.
Where are your kids right now? What are they defacing?
Well, any number of things.
People cannot wait to deface it.
So it's the museum. Does that mean you'll be able to look at Minecraft versions of the art?
Well, we should put those
Like a
pictures
Minecraft.
up.
The British Museum would be like the Rosetta Stone, right?
Is that? Oh yeah. Is it like artifacts?
Yeah, it's exhibits and artifacts and stuff like that.
Isn't that the one that has like half of Greece in it? Or is that
All of Egypt. Everything they've pilfered.
Yeah. We build that in Minecraft. I don't
But
think it's
then, like, the museum is like, it's in partnership with the museum, so they're like, they know about it, and they're like, you know, it's like a museum sanctioned project.
you know the same thing. It's gonna reach out to a lot of younger kids, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Does it? Does that stuff actually work? We always say it does, but does it actually work? Or are kids just like, I want to go back to the Lord of the Rings land, you know, like, or do they not care?
It's like parents, you know, they're saying, "Oh, shut up! You like Minecraft on there? You're gonna go on here and you're gonna do this. And you're gonna enjoy it." But no, they just don't ever.
I don't know that there's that much educational value in it. There's nowhere. It's. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I don't get why it's like,
No big deal.
but there it is.
Do they have mummies there?
I can't. I'm trying to remember. Oh, you know what? I'm getting confused. Okay, so the British Museum has like the Rosetta Stone. It has
Are you
pretty much
confused?
all of Greece, and then yeah, and then I was getting confused because I was getting confused with the National Gallery, which is all paintings and everything. So, you know, why not? I guess I don't know. It's like I feel like I should be encouraging of it. Sure, yeah, do it. Why not?
What's
They made
the harm,
everything else in
right?
Minecraft. Why not make that? You make like giant roller coaster slot machines. Why not make the British Museum?
Who's doing it? Is it a bunch of students?
Whoever they can get.
It's always
Just-
students. Free undergrads.
Just Mosh by himself.
And people who are into creating shit on Minecraft, like, what, dude? Like, all these Minecraft projects that they recruit like hundreds of people to do, like the fucking a scale model of the Enterprise.
Yeah, I've seen the Enterprise.
That's fucking crazy. And, like, hundreds of people came and helped build it. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
many
The one
fans.
that dwarven home from Lord of the Rings, whatever. I can't remember what the hell the name of it is.
Mines of Moria, or
Yeah,
is it more?
Moria.
Right.
Moria.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people are willing to do it. People got the time, and you
it
know.
seems like those two groups, people that like Minecraft and people that like Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of crossover. I don't see a lot of crossover between the fans of the museum.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't see the crossover that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Draw the Venn diagram, but they're gonna do it. Whatever. Sounds great.
But it's a little bit different, though. I mean, instead of
It's like it's just a circle, basically.
Just
People who like
two
Star
circles.
Trek and people who like Lord of the Rings. It's just,
Oh yeah.
that's that. All right, next news story, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
The previews out for Tim Burton's new movie.
Johnny Depp starring himself.
No, it's actually about artist Margaret Keane, whose husband Walter Keane took credit for all his wife's paintings in the 50s.
Oh wait, I think I heard about.
Starring Amy Adams is playing Margaret Keane, and Christoph Waltz, who is awesome.
Really?
Walter Keane.
Wait, so who's the actress again? Amy Adams?
Amy Adams, yeah.
She was in like The Master and everything.
That kind of a show.
She's a comedian, right?
She's like in all kinds of shit. She's like she was like a rom-com actress, and then
Yeah, and then she was in The Master.
She was in that one with the priest. What was it? Out or something, right?
Oh yeah. And then there was she was in an episode of Between Two Ferns. Called Zach Galifianakis to never fire her kids again. Huh?
her best work by far.
I've been so out of the movie loop. That'd be interesting. God, I wish.
It looks interesting. I want to go see it.
Yeah, I remember hearing of that story.
Matt, can you screen share the preview, or
is it all going to be?
If we're not gonna, doesn't matter.
Is it going to be all like Tim Burton-y, or is it going to be,
It doesn't look Tim Burton-y. It just looks like a movie.
Okay.
But the art
Ed Wood
looks like it might have inspired him a little bit.
It's called Big Eyes.
Yeah,
So
I mean, look at
It's like Big Eyes.
the art itself looks kind of Tim Burton-y.
Well, that'd be cool.
Probably big to the story. So.
That'd be kind of tricky as like the artist and director yourself. Like, I mean, obviously he's a director, but he kind of has a very prominent aesthetic. It'd be hard, like if you're telling a story about another artist, to not let your own art kind of interfere with kind of representing their vision.
Well,
It'd be interesting to see how he approaches it, because that would be really difficult.
I hope he does, because it would be nice to see something different from him.
Well, I mean, Ed Wood wasn't,
Oh, that's right.
stylized his way. It's
And Ed Wood was great.
he does good with it when he lets his creativity go on there. You can obviously tell his style, but I mean, if it's just him telling a story, it's I didn't think Big Fish was overly
That's true.
style.
That was a great movie,
There's a bunch of them that really didn't. If you look at it, you couldn't just obviously tell that you get the little pointy shoes and everything else. The
Pointy
dark aesthetic.
All right, David Winters, are you gonna watch this movie and then come back and do a review?
So
You can be our official movie correspondent.
I usually watch movies on Netflix, so I'll be about a year behind.
Oh,
So when's it coming out? I'll give you the review in 2016.
all right, cool.
Wait for that.
It's going to end up on Hulu.
I'll see it on YouTube when it's.
And here's the last news story I've got, but it's the biggest one.
All right.
Europe-wide ban of cadmium. We've already mentioned it, but
That is such a bummer, man. I hope they have a replacement for that.
It's under consideration. If successful, could be enforced within 2 years.
You said
I'm
worldwide.
I'm so in favor of it.
Is it just because it's toxic? Is that why?
Well, I think it's also because I don't really care for the pigment. I mean, I've got a tube of it that I don't use anymore, so now I can get aboard the toxic train, and I feel superior.
Well, it is toxic.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing. That's the there are lots of investigations as to its toxicity and blah blah blah. But the thing is,
blah blah blah.
all the people are saying, yeah, any cadmium is toxic, but the people that are making the pigments, of course, are saying it's only nickel cadmium that's in batteries that's toxic and will fuck shit up if you're not disposing of it correctly, and that's why that's the stuff that's people aren't throwing their batteries away. People are just tossing it in the garbage and whatever, and it ends up in landfills and it ends up in the earth. And that's
CAD batteries. Do they even
I've just been lighting my batteries out back on fire. Is that not?
Yeah, man. I just chuck them into the neighbor's yard.
Burn them on the tire pile.
totally, or eat them.
Or eat them.
From dust to dust.
I don't know. I mean, as if it's like horrendous for the environment for cadmium paint to exist, then whatever, we gotta figure it out. But it's like, I don't know. There's if there's not a replacement, it's like,
No, but they're saying that the people that are making the pigments are saying that the type of cadmium that's used in paint is not toxic. That it's just the stuff that they use for batteries, which is nickel cadmium, which is a whole different different thing. You know what I mean? It's one of those cases where people see the word cadmium, and
I mean, when you buy the cadmium pigment, it's got that warning on it saying it's whatever in California.
Yeah, I thought it was.
yeah, in California, there's
Is there a powerful paint lobby that I don't know about?
Well, there are some big industries that care about that. I think the automotive, for one. So, I don't know if they use cadmium.
advertising,
I don't know. I'm using
print
cadmium
industry.
as
Dead
I'm not
anyway.
using cadmium right now.
I read something interesting about some other pigment that nobody creates anymore. I think because the auto industry kind of bailed on using that pigment, nobody manufactures it anymore, and so all of it that you buy, and I'm trying to remember what it was because it seems like a common one. It's just all from existing stock. So if they did bad cadmium, would it be that you couldn't buy it at all, or that they couldn't manufacture it? Or I wonder how that would work. Is there a precedent? Has this ever happened before? Are there other paints that have been banned?
Well, they got rid of lead white.
How did that work?
Lead and white paint.
I'm sure you couldn't buy it at all after that, right?
Yeah, it was gone.
Yellow number 5, right? I remember that.
Asbestos green? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Heroin blue? They don't really sell that anymore.
Yeah.
So, what other options do you have in oil instead of cadmium red? What's the
Well,
closest?
I mean,
That's the thing, is nothing is as bright as like the cadmium pillars. Like cadmium red is so fucking bright, and cadmium
cadmiums
yellow.
are always the really heavy, opaque. They're always the warm, opaque colors, and so anything, and they always are so loaded with pigment. Like anything else, I mean, they probably can manufacture like some type of artificial pigment, right? But I mean, it probably wouldn't look as rich. It'd be like the difference between acrylic and oil, possibly.
The replacement that I'm using is pyrrole red. That's watercolor, and it's super bright. But it behaves differently. It's definitely not the same.
Does it gray out much easier? Does it kind of like mute out and lose its tone real fast?
I don't know if my camera's gonna show this well. There's 3. Where the fuck is my camera? There's 3 reds. Yeah, my camera's shit, but there's 3 reds there, and this one is the cadmium, this one is the pyrrole. So actually the cadmium gets dull, and the pyrrole stays quite bright.
Is it pretty opaque, or?
I think the cadmium is more opaque. I mean, it's not a perfect replacement for sure, but I made the switch not because of toxicity, just because I wasn't happy with cadmium. But I think it's okay. I don't know if it's there's so many pigments I haven't tried. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one that's a better replacement. I'm kind of curious if it were the same for oil or how that worked. Do you even have pyrrole red in oil?
I'm gonna have to pay closer attention at the store and really follow up on that kind of thing, because that's pretty crazy. I mean, because it's like it really eliminates, like, if I look at my palette now and I couldn't have cadmiums, I'd lose cadmium yellow, and cadmium red, and well, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really use, but I don't know if it's blended. Sometimes they blend pigments, so I don't know if they blend it with other, to make other colors, and so. But for every oil palette, or I mean, most paint, at least any painting palette I use, you have like, warm and cool, and the warm tends to be is always the opaque color. So you're supposed to use ultramarine blue and then cobalt, but I always use ultramarine and cerulean, and then cadmium yellow, and then like a lemon or a Hansa yellow, and then cadmium red, and then alizarin crimson. But you kind of lose quite a bit there. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't. I mean, I'm sure something will come up. But does that mean that like straight up that there will be colors we won't like be seeing anymore?
Well, basically. I mean, that's happened before too, so that's not.
What if lead white would be like my favorite white?
It's probably the best white. There's a reason they use lead white.
God, it was the best white, dude. You guys. No.
Those are the days.
I got Cad right here.
Cadmium red.
I mean, there's some.
Hydrous. Cadmium red.
Oh.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like if it's actually like that bad, you gotta do what's best for safety and humanity and the environment. But it's just a bummer,
It is a bummer. And if it's, if the paint people are right, and it's just a case of, like, people seeing the word cadmium and going, ooh, it's cadmium, but yet chemically they're completely different. It's like two different sodiums that are completely different.
There's gotta be, like, chemists that can figure that out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, that's going to be figured out. I'm just saying, like, there's
Do we need to bring alchemists back?
Change it to gold.
Turn it into gold. But the same idea.
Actually, I was reading a certain painting forum, and they were talking about disposal of watercolor water, proper disposal of water, which is a topic I had never even thought twice about.
Oh, is that a thing?
I know, exactly. Who does that? And they had these little people put together these little, like, looks like a coffee filter that they filter the water through before they toss it.
Really?
In some specific place. Yeah. And it's not something that had ever occurred to me. And
I didn't know about that either.
I don't know that it's a common thing, but I would totally be guilty of just tossing out all sorts of toxic materials without even thinking twice about it. Like, whatever, just right down the sink.
Right.
I just rinse it with my motor oil and dump it down the sink. And that's the way I clean my palette.
I just dump it in the bacon grease.
I think bacon grease is okay for the environment.
A pan of bacon grease.
It's good.
All right. What's next? Pick a discussion topic, Mac.
I don't have the list up.
Really?
No, I don't.
All right.
I
Freaking
thought there
A.
was going to be a game. I was told there was games and stuff.
Oh, shit! We can do a
Unbelievable.
game! Oh, my God. All right. You're going to play a game. Play a game.
I already watched
Right now, after the
previous
discussion.
episodes.
Let's discuss first. We finally got a fucking special guest on. We're going to play the game. All right. Here's, well, we won't do any of Michelle's. I got one. Could prove to be a polarizing. There we go. Privacy versus art. This is something that's going on right now. Martha and Matthew Foster are suing Arnie Svensson for taking photos of them in their apartment with a telephoto lens. And like he's a photographer, right? Exhibited these in an art show called The Neighbors.
So he just secretly shot The Neighbors, and then that was the art show?
And that was that's the collection of photos he's showing right now in New York.
That's funny.
And it's of his neighbors. Like through their windows.
It's art. Hello.
What do you think, Mac?
I bet that the neighbors were in on it.
Certain people should be allowed a certain amount of privacy, or should be able to expect a certain amount of privacy in their own home. I can understand all these people that bitch about people taking pictures of them when they're out in public. But if you're out in a public place, everybody sees you anyway. Tough shit. But you should have a certain expectation to be able to sit in your own house and not have you published on the internet. Of course, the NSA might have other thoughts on that. too.
How did like normal privacy laws not apply to that? I mean, can people just take pictures of you through your window? Isn't that peeping or something?
I don't know.
Is people an actual?
I don't know.
Are there any laws like if you're on the sidewalk and you can see through their window from the sidewalk or from public space?
That's got to be his perspective, right? Or his.
Or they're in on it with them. It's all part of the setup, you know.
A lot of good.
No, they're legit.
Where do you draw the line? You know.
Apparently, they live in an apartment building that's basically like a giant glass box.
Yeah.
Which is one of like high hoity-toity New York apartments where everything's fucking glass all around. And
Hoity-toity. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's pretty relevant right now, the whole privacy discussion.
yeah,
Who close the blinds? Is that the idea? Close the blinds so you don't want people taking photos of you?
right. Exactly. Like, isn't there, how much of it is their fault for not just fucking closing the blinds, right? Or for living in an apartment that's basically a wide open, like what's the reasonable expectation here?
Well, the funny thing is really, I mean, if they're in a place and they're exposed to the public, to the world, because think of it this way too, because here's an interesting scenario: is like, you on one hand you're like, well, that's kind of invading their privacy, but like, what if they're in the windows just like fucking all the time, and you like live across from them, and you're just kind of like, I think it's that thing where, I think there's something to be upset about is the fact that someone's using images of you to sell for and make money on.
Well, yeah. I thought that earlier too. How do they not have a right to some of that? I don't know. Their own image.
Photography is weird, and it's got a bunch of really weird.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's hard. And the law is that you can't use someone else's likeness to promote something like in an advertisement.
Oh.
So it's not considered a promotion or an ad.
I guess if it was blatantly illegal, they would have busted him already, right?
Yeah.
It's obviously in some kind of gray area.
Well, they could have tried, and then they're just like working it out kind of in court right now.
Right.
I mean, that's applicable. Unapplicable.
You turning into a robot?
Other being that city is illegal to photograph strangers without consent, like on the public.
Are you guys getting echo right now?
Yeah.
Pretty yeah, Roger's just kind of breaking up.
From Roger's mic there.
You look like you're having a seizure on my video. Or a stroke or something. There you go.
There's a problem. For sure.
No, I'm getting it.
I got him on everything now.
I only wait. Say something, Mac.
I only get it really through Roger.
Here, I'm gonna mute my mic and see what happens.
Maybe it's me. Check one.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm getting the echo. Okay. You guys talk amongst yourselves, discuss and I'll be back.
Okay.
All right, I guess.
Now I hear an echo on you.
Yeah, I hear an echo on you too. Everyone started echoing now. How about now?
Wait. I hear myself.
There's still an echo.
I don't hear the echo.
No, it went away. It was Roger dragging us down with his echoes.
This whole echo discussion was riveting.
I know.
I
Almost as riveting as neighbors taking photos of neighbors or whatever.
I've thought about things like that though too, because I mean, I like to do pictures of people on there, so I was, there's always the whole big discussion of, should you be taking your own pictures, for references and things like that, or using other people's, photographs or things like that. But then when you actually get to that point of taking your own reference pictures on there, well, then that starts, with that question of, what should I be taking pictures of, and what should I ask people,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never actually really gone around and like asked people, "Can I take your picture so I can draw you?" That one's a little bit creepy, but
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
I
of
haven't done that
the
either.
I'm definitely of the ask for forgiveness rather than permission camp. And like maybe when I get busted and in trouble, I will figure out what the right way to do it. Otherwise, I just proceed because I'm such a small fish, right? Now I don't think anyone even notices what I do. There's only been a few exceptions, and that's usually with people I know. If I know them and I'm using their photo as reference, I'll usually ask. But that's, I think, only
I've
a
got
small case.
I've gotten friends with quite a few photographers on there that they're pretty good on there, and a lot of times I just ask them, if they care, and most of them are very, very good about it and say, they don't care, and let me go what I don't want to do, but there is a whole bunch of really weird laws as far as dealing with, what is okay to be taking pictures of, and
Because I thought there was like a kind of like I know there's like the crowd law or I don't know. Damn it! I wish I knew more about that. But I know you can like take photos in public or take footage in public, and if it's filmed like it is public and a person's not the focal point, then you're all right, I believe, without their permission. Kind of like. And then I know, like, you can not film their face. It's like every time there's a newscast and they're like, obesity's bad, and they film fat people's stomachs, and they never show their heads,
Right.
But it's weird. I don't know if it would be legal to film into a neighbor's window from the sidewalk. And, like, what if, because, think of all the internet videos online of, like, someone
Or
filming
from
their
your own
neighbors
apartment.
yelling at each other or something. I mean, because is that any different?
I think
You know.
if I were making the decision, I would want to err on the side of privacy, at least right now, just because I think the scales are kind of tipping in the other direction where there's just not much privacy anymore, and so
Yeah.
it feels like
and I think it's only getting worse.
right. So it just feels like
there's a lot of the generation that's growing up now on there is not used to having privacy. They're used to everything being out there. There's cameras, no matter where you're sitting for right now, and then there's probably 6 cameras within arm's reach of you. If you think about your computer and your phone and iPods and all these other electronics, everything has a camera on it.
Yeah.
Just getting to be less and less opportunity for privacy, just because all of these cameras are there. But and I think the next generation's now growing up getting used to that, and I don't know that they appreciate having that privacy because they're just used to it not being there.
Yeah. Exactly. Definitely.
It's kind of scary.
What's kind of making me think is that this might be an actually pretty effective art piece.
well, yeah. I mean, exactly. Just because
Got us thinking.
it starts that
Yeah,
discussion of privacy,
exactly.
which is so topical, and I kind of wonder if, well, you're talking about, I guess, children or what they're used to. This kind of case, if it ever goes to a legal decision, I wonder if it is the kind of case that would set a precedent, legally speaking, that would kind of set the.
Oh, it could. It could.
Yeah, that's the thing.
With
Well, and there have been similar art projects in the past in New York City, especially like surveillance type art.
Mm-hmm.
There's the guy that took the photos of that younger underage girls took of themselves from Mac stores on their testing out the laptops,
Oh, yeah.
and then blew those up and made an art show of it just to kind of freak people out, to show look, your kids are taking photos of themselves and just leaving it in public spaces, and that was kind of a controversial subject, just like this. People get pretty comfortable with that idea.
It wouldn't even be a discussion if it was a kid, right? If you're taking pictures of some underage girl.
Yeah, well, and I think their
never
only thing was just to show that it to a certain degree, suddenly when it was that much attention was brought to it, it suddenly started whoa, that feels dangerous,
Yeah.
I think he might have actually blacked out lots of their faces or something like that.
Trying to be a little bit considerate.
Artists, man. New York
Alright.
City.
it's weird, but I still think that people should have at least a certain amount of privacy that they should be allowed to expect in their home.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I have my blinds closed at all times, like literally.
I'm super paranoid about my blinds.
Well, here, wait, guys, check this out. Watch this. I'm gonna blow your minds.
No, man, no.
Can we see through the window right here? Hold on.
Dude.
See that? Look at that. I'm filming my neighbors. Can you see them in there having a meeting?
What is it?
Do you feel private now?
Wait, hold on.
Oh shit, you're about to get sued, bro.
It's like a lecture. There's like 15 people in there listening to somebody.
Take some pictures.
Maybe they're watching your
It's
show.
your next art show. You're done.
Dude, I think I can like see the speaker. I think she can look right at me.
Wave.
She's gonna see me holding the camera.
It's art.
Yeah, it's art, bro. I'm an artist.
But that's like the funny thing is though is I mean that's just like it's that easy, you know? It's like and that's kind of like a therapy kind of place, you know? Like I think it's like a holistic therapy. Like sometimes I'll hear those people just like barking like dogs and doing weird stuff like that, and they'll like crawl on the floor and shit. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next thing.
Yep.
Anybody else want a final word on this?
I'm just glad that he sacrificed the privacy of his neighbors so we could discuss it here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, they're in on it.
Yeah. We should be like drinking macchiatos or something.
Definitely.
Cappuccino right now at Starbucks with scarves. All right. On this week's Is This Art?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
You guys ready for Is This Art?
Yeah.
All right. Daniel Temkin and Ronnie Maltz have fashioned a clever homage to Jorge Luis Borges, who's an Argentinian. You guys know this name?
Yeah, Borge.
Huh?
Do I know Borge? His short stories are awesome.
Yeah, he's an Argentinian poet/writer who conceived of such poetic paradoxes as the infinite library, a single point that contains the universe, and a map of an empire at the exact scale of that empire.
Nice.
Anyway, so their homage to him is a giant, like, you remember those word find puzzles in grade school? There's just like a grid of letters and then you circle the word.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. It's two of those. One is in English and one is in Spanish. It is 135,000 characters, and these contain every single word that Borges ever wrote.
That's actually really awesome.
These puzzles are being projected onto the Brooklyn Bridge, and you can go to the website and find the words and circle them on your computer, and it will update the projection on the Brooklyn Bridge as you find the words.
Okay, that's really cool. That's actually really cool for it being about Borges too, because that is exactly the kind of I don't know, it's like Borges, or I wish I knew how to pronounce his name. I've never really heard it spoken out loud, but
I
that's
said Borges.
I like it.
I don't know either.
well, I don't know if it's Borges or Borges, but
Spell it?
Borges. His library of was it the Infinite Library short story was pretty genius. It's just that idea of the library contains books. They all have a certain amount of pages, but in the book it has every combination of every letter of the alphabet with spacing. So people wander the library because they know that eventually, technically out there's some book that will be the exact story of your life and what will happen in the future of your life because it has every combination of every letter. So it's just all the people aimlessly wandering the library trying to find that book. And I remember, like, my friend you can write little basic programs, that will recreate that. It'll just you keep refreshing it, and it'll do an algorithm that will make the randomize the letters of the alphabet.
This is like the monkeys writing Shakespeare.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
There was more to the story than that. I'm just horrible at
No, I think you summed it up
being
perfectly.
smart, but I mean, I think that there's a bigger picture to the story, and I like to play it off like reading Rainbow style, like you better write it, but really not smart enough to remember what it was. I just remember really liking it.
So you asked, I mean, you called this segment "Is it art?" Is that really the question? Is that art?
Yeah, is that art?
Absolutely.
Word puzzle projected on the Brooklyn Bridge. Go. Yes or no?
I mean, I don't know what else it would be.
It's more
So,
of a
yeah,
performance art piece than.
But that's still art, no?
Yes, it is. Very much so. You know, but it's definitely different.
I think if Michelle were here, she would say it's a stunt.
Well, it is. Well, like 80% of art is a stunt. You know, it's like you're trying to do something, especially when you're trying to really surprise somebody. You know, get some sort of reaction out of someone. Those are all stunts. No, this one really isn't.
I don't even know. What is a stunt?
But I feel like this is a stunt with something to it. You know what I mean? This is not like the two dudes who stole the flags off the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever. And
Right.
that was art. Like,
I have a lot of respect for stunts. I don't see why they'd be excluded as art.
Well, you know, because some of them really aren't.
artist then?
But I think this is definitely art. I don't, at least amongst us, right? There's consensus. Nobody suggested it wasn't.
Yeah, this one was basically for Michelle to disagree with and go, what the fuck? Yeah, she's like our resident curmudgeon. Like this.
So if it were like a physical thing, if they had carved the words into the side of a building, that would be art, though, right? I mean, no question in her mind. Well, who can speak for her, but...
Yeah.
Well, what was it last week? We had somebody putting texts or something like that, tweets or some crap like that.
Oh, they made a
Wow.
poster out of 50 cents tweet, right? Did you see that?
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Richard Prince's Instagram exhibit.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
right.
Other people's Instagrams and his comment printed and blown up, and that was art. That shit was selling for $100,000 a piece.
If
Ooh,
you
that's
blew up
a-
my Instagram, I'd ask for money for it. Because technically, if it's a resale of your art, they have to pay you a percentage, at least in California. I don't know in other states.
Yeah,
How
but if, in that case on there, the art wasn't what was originally done. It was him reproducing it.
I know. It'd be like his
That was the
rephotograph.
art.
So it'll be really fun to go into the gallery and take photos of his piece and then reproduce it and blow it up and brand it. Just brand a photo of him that you took of him in his home without him knowing.
How is it that Instagram doesn't want a big piece of that? I mean, don't they own it after you put it on their site?
You
I
mean
think technically they would.
Facebook?
Wouldn't they have their own rights to it?
Because Facebook doesn't have enough money?
Is it?
Yeah, really.
Oh, well, whatever. Good point. Facebook. Whoever owns
They
it.
probably don't give a shit.
They're gonna go after, you know, what are those twins called? Can't remember what they're called. Anyway,
The what?
Winklevoss twins?
Whoa, whoa, Winklevoss.
the Winkle. Yeah.
I was gonna say the Wachowskis or whatever.
Yeah.
Are these somebody's boobs that we're talking about?
Oh. No, the ones that the two guys from Harvard that what's his name?
Facebook movie guys. They had some stake or whatever idea for Facebook. You haven't seen the movie or what?
I haven't seen the movie.
Are we talking about that?
Winklevoss, isn't it Winklevoss or something?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Winklevoss twins.
They're part of the Facebook story, and they have some money, and they're investor type people.
Played by Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer.
One guy played the both twins.
Really?
Yeah. Same guy that did the Lone Ranger.
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Mac, did you do your homework? Did you pick an Instagram of the week?
I didn't
Or,
know.
Tumblr of the
I didn't get a chance to do it. I could pick somebody quick on there, but I don't know how I would share it out.
week? No, just tell us, and then we'll all go there, and both our viewers will go there.
We have two viewers?
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Is it not including us?
Let's see. Okay, so pick
He
somebody.
told him to his homework.
Somebody I really like is Psalm Division.
Oh, love Somni.
Something real. Let me pull it up.
I love the acrylic knife work that he or she is
Private.
rocking. I mean, I don't know if it's a dude or a chick.
He or she is private.
Dope.
What do you mean private?
That says their
Their account's
Instagram
private.
is private.
Oh, I was talking just on Tumblr. Here, let's see.
Instagram of the week. Look at this Tumblr.
Or Instagram. Tumblr.
You can always just look at their Reddit account.
When he had mentioned it on there, he had said Tumblr, so that's
Oh, nice.
Tumblr or Instagram. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Just like
I put the link in the chat.
wherever they post their shit.
Yeah. Looks good.
You know, I'm especially recently. I've been really getting into more abstract styles that have a likeness to them, and he definitely has that going for him. Pretty sure it's a him.
Are you pretty sure?
I think I am. Yes.
Because you never know.
I don't. Yeah. Sometimes you do. Sometimes if you
You never know, man.
cup the balls, you can kind of tell. But
Nobody knows I'm a dog.
you know, I really got into their stuff with their inking stuff that they had early on, and I've been watching them post all their stuff on there, and you know, even with their color stuff the painting stuff that they've been going through, so the digital stuff, and it's all of it very different stuff, but it all uniquely theirs. I mean, it's, you know, it has an aesthetic that you can tell that it's that person.
Yeah, and I dig the like high artness of the knife work, and you can sort of see hints of like anime manga influence in there, but it's just very sprinkled in.
Yeah, so I've always been a really huge fan of their work.
Yeah, I agree with you. Way to go.
But yeah, I mean, especially since I'm doing all the rand tumblers, and I could pick people for like days that I can tell you all the people that I like. But
Well, that's what you're gonna do.
okay, I will compile a list.
Who else has a discussion topic, yo? I don't see any of Mike's on here.
Mine got deleted, remember? And I didn't know how to pull it up in the history. But I think we cover most of mine. Mine were usually like 1 or 2 words. Just like, hands! Actually, no, we can talk about hands. Here's the interesting thing about hands, now that I think about it, is we get that question a lot. People ask a lot how to draw hands, and at least in the artist lounge. I've seen it pop up at least a few times, you know, specifically hands. And there's been a lot of, you know, different kind of advice for it, but it's almost like hands is like a completely separate kind of level of figurative study from everything else, because they're so kind of intricate and bizarre and hard to get right.
It is.
The only like real rule that I've seen consistent with it is just a tendency that in my head I always think draw them larger than you think you should, because you're going to draw them too small otherwise.
I think that's a personal habit.
Yeah, it's helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
I find myself drawing massive hands all the time on accident.
Maybe you just
Hands are weird because like there are certain positions that you can put the hand in where, you know, you're looking at it, and if you draw it like right as you're looking at it and you recreate it perfectly, it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks like, what the fuck is that? It looks like a horse.
There's been like 3 or 4 different phases that I've gone through on there where I think I've gotten them down, and I do it, and there's a piece that I like where the way the hands look on there, and I think, okay, you know, I've got this down on there, and then I will go to the next piece on there, and it will just look like shit. You know, and it's like, you know, it's like anytime you think you've gotten them down on there, it's just like you'll get one that just will confuse you. Just because, I don't know why, but I mean, it's probably because there's so many positions that you can get your hands in and stuff like that. But
I feel like the root of it is no matter what, there's always foreshortening happening. And foreshortening on its own is such a pain to deal with, but when you add it to a complicated shape like a hand, it's just a nightmare. and you can't get away from it. You could draw a figure straight on, and their hands are, unless you've got their hands splayed out on their sides, which looks weird. If it's curled at all, you know. If the fingers are curled at all, you have to deal with it, and that's a tough one for people.
And shading is always weird with them, and
I would say just like always draw what you see, like pose your hand and then draw it. But sometimes that doesn't work because the hand
looks weird.
It's a weird thing like that. It's just this magical thing that somehow fails to reproduce in 2 dimensions.
That is always the worst, and that's actually pretty common. That thing where something like sometimes if you remove your expectations of what you think the photo or a model should look like, and then you actually just look at it, you realize, oh god, yeah, that reference doesn't look right either. Like it's just like nothing. That's actually a really weird looking figure structure or photo or however, and it's like, how are you ever going to draw that right? I've run into that on Reddit Kids Drawn Portraits all the time, where I'm like, why does it look so weird? And then I actually kind of look at the photo for a second and realize, oh, the photo is really weird too. Like my eyes resolved it without me actually paying attention and realizing that something looks off as it is.
Yeah, your eyes do trick you.
It happens a lot when people take photos of themselves, or they use, kind of a larger lens and their head's in like the upper corner, because then naturally, if it's like a little bit of a wide-angle lens, it will stretch their eyes, kind of curve up, and it's always really hard. I have a handful of drawings where I could not get things to look right or to get the features to align properly, and it was because there was this, the very subtle distortion of the reference. And you're used to seeing it, so you don't think anything of it. But when you actually have to recreate it, that's when you start noticing something's wrong.
Yeah, I say to those people who draw, or are like, how do you draw hands? How do you draw hands? It's the same thing that if you come at me with how do I draw this, or how to literally replace that word with anything, just draw like a shit ton of it.
Just draw
50 hands. Draw 50 pairs of hands, and at some point, some inexplicable thing that I would never be able to find words for will just click in your head, and you'll just figure out how to draw hands. And that's literally the only way to do it, is to do it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and if you see anybody that does hands really well, it's because they've gone through that. They've done it a lot.
Right, exactly. They did 100 hands or 500 hands or whatever.
Yeah, I've tried different techniques for it on there, and it's like, there's always something that, whatever technique I find that works, there's always some position or some orientation of the hands that it just doesn't work. And so you can have the, I don't know.
Over and over.
Over and over.
I've been painting the sky over and over and over again. It'll never end.
It's your library, skies.
Yeah, it never ends. It's my library. Just wander, painting a sky with not even with clouds in it. Kind of wish it had clouds in it. I think it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives it some structure.
I agree for sure.
Well, clouds can distract from the subtleties that don't feel right. Like I can look at this sky right here, and there's still the transition. Like I want it to kind of blend lighter up here, and then the transition to the dark here is too sudden and bizarre, not natural. So I have to slowly build against it. It happens.
It's happening right now.
It's happening right now. Or is it? Maybe I'm fucking it up worse.
It's happening.
Who knows?
Are you back on the art horse yet, Roger?
I started a painting yesterday. I did. I can't even call it a painting. It's just the drippy parts of a painting. I haven't started the actual painting part. Here, I did this. Yay!
Wait, keep holding it there.
It's gonna be like a background.
Oh, there you go.
That's part of it. But the rest of it, the part that I actually have to paint and do things and render, I haven't started. I'll maybe start tonight. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's lace, right?
Yeah, it's just one solid lace.
Yeah.
30 inches by 20 inches of lace.
Never happening again. No more lace ever.
Well,
All right.
Lace in water could be a nightmare. I guess lace in any medium's a nightmare.
I came up with a pretty clever name for my condition that I've been suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
Think of this. I'm art broken.
Broken.
It's happening to me.
you just don't want to, or you just don't have ideas, or what is it?
Oh, it's
Like the art was
fuck,
broken.
it's so hard to explain without telling the story, and I don't want to tell the story, so I don't want to explain.
All right.
It's fine. I'll be back soon. I'm
Just think of it like a pun, and then that works.
I'm like swimming my way back, I guess. I don't know. Here, let's play this game.
All right, play a game.
Are you ready? All right. You guys keep painting and doing your thing. Me and David, we're gonna play. We're
Oh,
gonna
just
play right now.
O'Neill?
Let me find a piece of paper for your scoreboard.
I'm being
Oh,
judged.
God, I know what game this is. This is
I
a
was-
great game.
But it was. You're not using anything from previous episodes, right? Because I've seen some previous episodes.
Did you see the one with the Christian Reese Lassen game?
I don't know what that even means.
Then you're good to go.
I didn't.
Which one did you see? Did you see
I watched the Street Artist or Superhero or Villain or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Okay. There is a painter named Christian Reese Lassen who does
Beautiful. The word you look for is beautiful.
gorgeous paintings of like dolphins, seascapes, unicorns, wolves howling at the moon, tigers.
Are they on T-shirts?
Hyper realistic colors and just
They're on like
bored.
trapper keepers.
Okay, yeah.
Remember like 7th grade, the really weird girl? Trapper keeper of like
Weird girl.
unicorn running on the beach. That's Christian Reese Lassen's paintings, basically.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, who was that girl that lady that used to have that stickers and stuff? Unicorns and dolphins on Trapper Keepers?
oh,
Lisa
yeah. Is that what it was? Lisa Frank? Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
And, what else do I have to preface? Oh, there is also, because... Oh, shit.
Oh my.
Oh, I just... Okay. Now, because of the popularity of the Twilight novels and such,
Oh, good. Okay.
there is also, this is the second preface, there's also an entire section in the bookstore on my block, right downstairs, in the bookstore called Paranormal Romance.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Paranormal Romance. These are romance novels, like cheesy, housewife, like Fabio on the cover,
I'm acquainted with the topic. Yeah.
like
He's well versed.
with like vampires and werewolves and dragons and demons, that kind of shit, witches, wizards.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so here's the game. I'm going to give you a title. You're going to tell me if it's the title of a Christian Reese Lassen painting
Okay.
or a paranormal romance novel.
All right.
All right? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Number 1, Midnight Rising.
Well, Rising seems to have some romantic connotations, so I'm gonna go with the romantic paranormal romance novel.
You're saying he means boner.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Midnight boner.
if I were writing,
Right. That's one.
woo!
That is a romance novel by Ira Adrian.
Have you read that before, dude?
No, I'm gonna add that to my wish list.
Right. The Promise. The Promise.
I just can't imagine a painting of dolphins called The Promise. So I'm going to say it's also paranormal romance. Is that the right paranormal romance?
Way to go. Yeah. Let's see. Well, that one is by Donna Boyd. Well done. Well done.
Do you know what The Promise is about?
A curveball here. Gotta find Ring of Hope. Ring of Hope. Ring of Hope, David.
Is that one of the Lord of the Rings novels? Were the Lord of the Rings novels paranormal romance? Fellowship of the Ring of Hope. Okay.
All about Hobbit love.
I don't think you'd give me 3 paranormal romance in a row, so I'm going to say
Just trying to use logic.
that that's art.
Curveball. It's curveball.
Dang it.
Who knows? You don't know with me. You don't know.
It's gotta be art. It's beautiful.
It's a painting. You're saying it's a painting?
I'm saying it's a painting, yeah.
Fuck, you're right.
What is this guy's name again? Christian what?
Christian Reese Lassen.
Christian
Lassen.
Lassen.
Go to lassenart.com, but don't look at the title.
Here's my hands.
See?
No, I didn't go to the website. I'll do it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Curious. And I also want to say...
You want to have a taste. You want to check it out and see what, so you can...
No. I don't want to spoil the game.
All right. Secret Path.
I mean, that sounds like another euphemism, so I'm going to go with the paranormal romance.
Nope, that's a painting.
Dang it!
Mhm.
Oh, one wrong. Finally, here we go. Chasing Magic.
Chasing what?
Magic. Chasing Magic, David.
The Gathering.
Chasing Magic. Chasing.
I think that's a painting by Christian.
Nope.
Ugh.
Kane. Stacia Kane.
Your magic formula is faltering.
Dang it!
Endless Passion.
I don't want to guess anymore.
No one said this game was going to be easy. You have to go deep into your soul for this game.
Endless.
You question everything you know.
David, what did the words endless passion mean to you?
I mean-
Endless passion.
I feel like you're trying to trick me because passion obviously is a romance kind of novel. It's definitely a painting. It's definitely a painting by Christian
Definitely a painting?
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater painting.
That was a ringer. That was definitely a painting by Christian Platinum. Bright red sunset.
Bright Red Sunset.
That's what endless passion means. It's something that goes away in an instant.
And it comes back.
Like herpes.
Man, you do.
What is my score?
So far, you've gotten 4 right and 2 wrong. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Beyond Hannah's Gate.
Beyond Hannah's Gate.
Not at Hannah's Gate, not before, but beyond.
It's a pretty romantic title.
You know what Hannah's Gate is?
I think so. I think I do know. I think everybody knows about Hannah. That's definitely paranormal romance. Gotta be.
Hannah's Gate is her dolphin. So.
That is a Lassen painting.
Oh. Like pornography.
You have 2 cliffs. They go like this, and then there's a sun, and that's the 2 cliffs are Hannah's Gate.
Is that a place? Hannah's Gate.
It's a place in his mind.
It is fine.
In his mind. That is a part of our collective imagination. Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed.
Okay. Lords of the Millennium. Dave. Lords of the Millennium.
Sounds like a knockoff Masters of the Universe.
I feel like I'm back in school, and if I just answer C every question, maybe I'll.
Of the galaxy.
Oh, I love that painting. Dolphin. That is definitely a book.
That
Definitely
is
romance.
definitely a painting of two tigers.
I hate tigers.
We all
You, what Mike was saying earlier about owls is I feel that way about tigers.
Let's see. Oh, Rapture.
The rapture?
Just Rapture. No, just Rapture. Rapture.
Behind.
Rapture.
Nah, I got the pain anyway.
Rapture, David.
A Christian painting. Christian Larson. Christian painting.
It's a novel by Jacqueline Frank.
The magic is gone.
He started out so well.
Everyone starts out confident in the beginning.
4 and 4.
Children of the Stars. Children of the Stars.
Well, if that was a novel, that would be sci-fi, and I don't think paranormal romance is sci-fi. I don't think science fiction counts, right? There's aliens and shit. Ergo, it must be like a painting of fireflies or something, right? What it is? The painting.
It is a painting.
Yes.
Of a book cover!
The book.
All right. Missing any good ones here? Dream Dancers. Dream Dancers. David. Dream Dancers.
I think that's also a painting.
That is also a painting.
Yeah.
Bring it back, dude.
Yes. 60%.
Eternal Embrace.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Embrace.
That sounds like a painting also. I'm going with painting.
I thought that sounded totally like a vampire novel. It was like
Eternal, yeah. There's got to be some angst in the name, right?
Eternal Embrace. I feel like that sounds so much like a fucking.
Yeah, it really does, because eternal and embracing.
But eternal embrace is like it's happy. There's no conflict, right?
Unless you're not happy with the embrace, and then it's forever.
It's like a.
Maybe you're embraced by being plagued with it being eternal.
It's not very romantic.
You already guessed, and you're trying to convince him why he should have guessed wrong. That's the funny part.
All right. Storm of Visions. Storm of Visions.
That sounds like the second book of a trilogy. So that's a book.
I don't know if it's the second book, but it is a book by God. Damn, you're kicking ass all of a sudden. You're on a streak.
What is it called? Storm of what?
Storm of Visions.
It's definitely part of a trilogy. It's gotta be. There's gotta be like Storm of this and Storm of that. Oh, it's book 1. Dang it.
By Christina Dodd, yeah. There we go. Tiger's Eye.
Oh my god.
Tiger's Eye, David.
Not more tigers. Tiger's Eye is also the name of a rock. And my sister liked that rock. And she was also way into witches. And she likes paranormal romance. It's a paranormal romance book.
You're really going digging deep with this one.
Yeah, Marjorie Liu.
Yeah.
Way deep with that. Looks like, come on, dude. Christian Lassen is an artist. He would never call a painting of a tiger's eye a tiger's eye.
Yeah. Good
He
point.
would name it something so simple.
If you did, it would actually be a picture of like a fern.
I tried to lead you astray with that one, but you.
You can't trust this Roger guy. I thought I knew you, Roger.
I know, right?
He's not the Roger you know.
Fuck. Surrender. Surrender, David. Surrender.
There was another one you said earlier that was one word, and I thought it was rapture, and I thought that's can't be that one thing, but I forgot what I guessed on that one.
Surrender.
I guessed that it was a painting. It was actually a book, so I'm going to guess that this is a book. That's a novel.
It's a painting.
I should have trusted my not gut.
Trusted the gut.
Dang it.
Goes to show you can't, you don't know what it's going to be. There are one-word paintings, there are one-word books. Your title is that one. Rapture was a book. This is a painting.
Dang it.
You never know. You got to go with your gut. Here, I'll give you another one word. Are you ready?
No.
Whispering.
Whispering?
Whispering, David. Whispering.
Yeah,
Whispering. Whispering.
that has to be a painting.
Fuck, it is a painting. What? I'm so disappointed when he gets it right.
Damn it!
Damn it! Oh, man.
You have a long list of books.
There's a lot of these. All right, we can stop there. You got 11 right and 5 wrong.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's passing.
Pretty decent score. Pretty kick-ass. Way to go.
That was a very high pressure situation.
And
Oh, shit.
win a Lassen print.
Actually, I've got a gift for you for winning, for your prize.
Oh,
You did so well.
Finally, everything's coming up, David.
Here's the photo if I can find it on my tablet here. All right, you guys discuss shit while I give him his prize.
You know,
Is he just gonna take his penis out?
Maybe.
it's in a
That
box.
prize again?
It always is every week.
My wife's uncle actually writes paranormal romance novels.
Under a pseudonym?
Yeah, and they're like, what's the word for it? Cheap? Crappy? I don't know the right word to describe
Awesome.
it.
Amazing.
He's a professor, and he's a really uptight kind of guy. And so when we discovered that he was doing this, it was very weird.
Or he didn't let people know?
He did, which was also kind of weird. I don't know. It was.
Well, if you're doing something creative, you should be proud of it, right?
I don't know. If you're writing weird, erotic, paranormal fiction, and you have this. I don't know. Do you sell it to your family on Facebook?
No, you give it as Christmas gifts.
I don't know. I guess it's like success is success, At least they know that you're putting food on the table, right?
I don't really think he's selling a lot, but.
Oh. Well,
So, yeah,
that is weird then.
In my research for this game, I got this is not your prize. This is my rendition of a Christian Reese Lassen painting called Celestial Harmony 2.
2.
It's equal to Celestial Harmony.
The harmony.
It's a sequel painting. This is my rendition with emojis.
Oh my god, dude. There's so much harmony.
Yeah. It's a lot of harmony.
I feel like that volcano is really drawing my attention.
Yeah. So I did. That's your prize. I linked it in the chat. So you can download it. It's all yours.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to take a picture of this and reproduce it, put it in my gallery.
Sell it for $100,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look at. Let me look up this guy now. Christian.
Hopefully you'll see the hot photo of him on the horse on the beach.
And
That's
as a
what I want all my artist photos to look like.
okay.
He's
When I
like
was
a nightmare for me.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Now you see what we're working with.
He's like the more advanced version of Lisa Frank.
Children of the Stars, bro.
He scares me. Like, what if I'm making Lassen paintings and I just don't know it yet? You know?
Who cares, man?
I do.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Have you seen what he looks like too?
Whispering. Oh yeah.
He looks like he could be in one of those, the cover of one of those paranormal romance novels.
Also, when I was like looking up all these titles for paranormal romance novels, there was one title that stood out. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my god, that is too fucking cheesy
What
and
is
awful.
it?
So I had to buy them. It was like $2.99. I was like, this is gonna be the best investment I've ever made. And so far, here it is. Check out the title on that. Tell me that's not the best title.
Oh, magic.
Oh, magic, bro.
You need to make that Sketch Daily theme.
Innuendo.
That should be a Sketch Daily theme is bone magic.
Oh, magic. What? It's just literature.
Magic. You want a taste?
Give us some bone magic.
I'll give you a taste of bone magic.
No, wait, hold on. I'm full up.
I want to hear it.
He's like, no, it's okay. Yeah, I didn't. That's not what I signed up for when I agreed to do this.
Okay, what's the last line in Bone Magic?
The very last line of bone magic. Let's hear it.
That was how.
Oh, you want a picture of the author?
And she slept on a pile of bones.
Are you ready for this? I swear I didn't see this until just now.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's praying. Where's that a rock in her hand?
It's a crystal ball, you guys.
Oh, of course.
Crystal ball. Okay. You want the last paragraph, or do you want the last?
Just a sentence.
paragraph.
please.
I want to know how bone magic ends. Spoiler alert.
More
If you're doing bone magic,
If you are reading Bone Magic right now, all the Bone Magic fans and readers, just mute it for a second. I'm about to read the last paragraph of Bone Magic. Okay, spoiler. Here we go. Chase headed for the door. Chase is a person. Chase headed for the door. As I watched him leave, a shadow seemed to pass through the shop. I reached out to touch it, but it shuddered and dissipated into the gloomy day. Jocko's murder had set in motion dangerous events to come. I could feel it on the wind, though any clear picture eluded my sight. I went back to my work, trying to muster up a smile for the fairy watchers, who would be here in full force in less than an hour.
to be continued. What's bone magic 2?
Not Bone Magic.
There was like 0 bones in that paragraph.
Not in that paragraph. There's lots of boning. And magic. And boning magic.
There's really just one bone at a time in that book.
Sketch Daily theme, Bone Magic.
Alt-Dame Christian Lassen. How does he do this? Is this airbrush? What is this medium?
Yeah, he has his special glazing technique with his airbrushes, according to the lifestyles of the rich and famous guy narrating a short documentary on YouTube.
Yep.
What was his name? What was his?
Lassen,
Forget his name.
Lassen.
No. What's the name of the lifestyles of the rich and the famous guy?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget. It's like a famous name, though.
Yeah, it's God damn it. I can't believe I can't remember it. Probably threw his career away getting behind that guy.
Was it actually him?
Yeah, it was. It really was him that was narrating the little thing, and then
Really?
the little documentary has him, and then shit, he had a reality show. He was in what band? What was his name? Not like Bret Michaels or something. Was it him? Was it Bret Michaels?
Oh,
From Poison?
You remember, Roger?
I don't remember who it was.
He's in the
but it
same
was
band as
one
Tom
of the
Elliott.
band dudes, and he was like, "Oh, Christian Reed's last one is so awesome."
Everyone's like talking about it. He's like the most successful artist of the 20th century or whatever. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, check out the YouTube documentary on Christian Reed's last one. It's amazing. The dude's amazing.
Steelers.
But I think that's I think we ran through all our topics there.
All right, how long have we been going? Are we done?
It's been a while, yeah. I think we can wrap up on Bone. If Bone Magic ends, I don't, it seems like that's our good closing spot.
There's no point in stay around. Bone Magic.
How do we top Bone Magic?
Yeah, you're not gonna top that.
you're gonna be hard pressed to find something.
So you should take a selfie now with Bone Magic on.
Oh my God! Bone Magic. Look on your
This is the
shelf.
Only thing on
Look, it's Bone Magic.
Bone Magic. I take a
Go on
selfie.
Instagram,
Boom.
like, that'd be the hilarious. Just hashtag selfie on Instagram. And Bone Magic's the only thing on it.
I'm so
That would
doing.
be so awesome.
I have a shelf right here. I'm gonna clear out the entire shelf.
Do it. Just have Bone Magic. If you have like a skull or a crystal ball you can put next to it, that'd be great. Or if it's only Bone Magic. If you could somehow cover the shelf in tears and everyone knows it's tears, that would also help.
Jar with labeled tears on it.
A jar labeled tears.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's great. I knew there was a reason you got that book Beyond the Game, and it's for this shelfie photo.
Yes. The whole purpose.
Toad's doing a selfie, bro. Alright, guys. Well,
That's good. Time to clean a brush. I spent an hour fucking up painting the sky so I can try again next time.
it looks good. It fucking looks like a sky.
Nah, it's not right. It got too dark on the horizon again, so I wasted a whole bunch of white paint for nothing, so I need to let it dry again.
That lead white.
That damn lead white.
You need some lead white, bro.
I gotta get that. I gotta get a better. I gotta get a new tube of heroin blue to mix with mine.
Dude, just use cadmium white.
Cadmium.
That's the answer to everything. Didn't you know?
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know.
Oh, I
I'll
know.
use the paint next time. It'll probably be better.
Alright, guys.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining me on my show, my distinguished panel.
Thanks for inviting us, Roger.
Thanks to special guest David Star-Lord Winters.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Looking hella Star-Lord right now. Dig that. All that. What's going on? I love it.
On another episode of Roger and Friends. Roger and Company.
What was the stupid name? It was like Party Arty.
Party Arty?
I was like, can we name it that, please? No.
I'm down.
Everybody shot it down.
It's an
Party
arty
Arty is
parody.
It's not going to happen.
Dang it.
It will happen.
One episode.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Out.